What is the most interesting anecdote someone has shared with you? I'll go first. A friend bought me some sour cream and onion candy canes as a joke gift for Christmas. He bought me other stuff too, not the important part. Well, as it turns out, artificial onion is one of the most god-awful smells known to men. So I bring these to work to see if anyone else is willing to try one, and our operations guy is down for anything. He opens the wrapper and immediately starts gagging from the smell alone. Mind you, his previous job was medical waste disposal, so he smelled some vile things. He shares with me that this is genuinely and truly worse than anything he ever dealt with at that job, a fact later confirmed by a different coworker who was a cancer researcher and medical professor previously. Needless to say, don't buy them if you see them. At least one person puked in my friend group from it, and most of the rest got thrown away without being tasted because we couldn't get past the smell. Not a mortician, this comes from my mother back when she was a teenager. Guy she knows takes a job with the local funeral home. He works the graveyard shift, all was well for the first few months. Dude is often weirded out at work, claims that the building is haunted. Earlier in the evening, they get a call from the hospital saying that they have a lady there ready for pickup. They pick her up, Guy is freaking out, says he has a bad feeling. Later in the evening, mortician has to step out for a bit, leaving Guy there alone with the dead lady. He goes about his work, still a little freaked out. Suddenly he hears this low, soft moan. He swears it is just his mind playing tricks on him, goes about his business. He hears it again, little louder than last time. It is late, he is alone, he is just hearing things, probably just the pipe settling, the plumbing is old after all. Short time passes and it is louder. At this point he is sure he isn't just imaging things, he knows he heard the dead lady moan. His first thought was the mortician was fucking with him, he has been shaken all evening and this asshole is pranking him. He marches over, very funny you dick, yanks back the sheet covering the dead lady expecting to find the mortician somewhere around her. Dead lady grabs the guy's wrist. He lets out this scream and bolts for the door. Forgets his car, runs all the way home. Turns out, old lady wasn't dead, hospital got it wrong, hooray 1950s medicine. She had been in a coma or something and they had been sure she had passed on earlier that morning. She woke up at the funeral home and scared the ever-loving hell out of the assistant. He quit the next day, said he would never set foot there ever again. We had an interpreter in Afghanistan in 05 to 06 whose name was John. He was from Afghanistan born and raised. Most days we rode in the same truck together and became friends over the months. John and I, along with the other guys in the truck, would talk about all kinds of shit, world politics, girls, vacation, life in the USA, etc. One day he's telling us about Afghanistan and its values/beliefs and how the burqa, face covering for women, isn't a religious thing from Islam or written in the Quran but an ideal put in place by men. He goes on to tell us about how before the Taliban women weren't required to wear the burqa but had a choice instead and it was up to the family and their own beliefs if they wore it. He told us stories of women walking around Kabul without one on and no one thought anything of it, it was just life. No one cared. Until the Taliban. He then tells us, you know, it's the 10% that give the rest of us Afghans a bad name, but they yell the loudest. I think back on this story often and the lasting effect it's had on me as a human and a man. One time at a hotel, I walked into an elevator and kept pressing my floor number but it wasn't working. A worker of the hotel told me that this elevator was currently broken and needed to be fixed. There were 2 sets of buttons on the elevator, the ones on the left side were broken. That night, I walked back into the hotel ready for bed. Walking into the empty elevator with my family, I decided to take the opportunity to fulfill a childhood dream. I walked up to the broken buttons on the left side of the elevator and used my arm to press every one of the 40-some-odd buttons. To my horror, they lit up. They fixed the elevator. To make matters worse, I then realized that the elevator wasn't empty, there was a disgruntled middle-aged man with us. It was an awkward 90 seconds.